What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Get into another reaction. Oh boy, Tokyo Revengers once again, episode 3 of season 3. Dude, this season is off to a strong start all fucking ready. Like, just from the moment that we started episode 1, we get right back where we left off from that cliffhanger of season 2, which I guess kind of makes sense because this is more of like a, you can kind of see it as more of like a part 2 of season 3, but I'm just calling it season 3 because of just the layout and the break in between. And it really is like it does feel like completely new because we're kind of past the Black Dragon era and now we're dealing with this Tenjiku gang, which is completely new and wouldn't have happened if, you know, the circumstances that have changed in the past from Takemichi and apparently now Kisaki too. Like, this shit just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Off the first 2 episodes, I'm completely sucked in again. Like, this has completely grabbed my attention to where I just want to know everything. Like, I mean, it's already kind of been like that through the, you know, course of the show. Like, you just want to learn everything and really figure out what's going on and get to the bottom of these things with Takemichi. So yeah, this is what's kind of nice about that, is that like you have this investigative aspect to it, and you're trying to figure out these things along with Takemichi, and it just gives you this yearning feeling to know more. And these first 2 episodes, I mean, what a strong start. The first episode getting right back into like kind of the first like encounter with Tenjiku and learning that, okay, looks like they got some fucking pretty goddamn heavy hitters. And then we learn that even more through episode 2 because of the, you know, first little meeting that they had and declaring that they're going to have a counterattack at the, you know, the Toman's meeting spot. And also kind of relaying information from which people in divisions got attacked, being Division 1, Division 2, mainly. I don't think the other divisions really dealt with much, but that was like the first reaction to that. And it's like, okay, these motherfuckers, okay, they got this guy called Mochi, who was, you know, the leader of Jungum or whatever that gang was that he led. That was also like a rival of the Twins gang, which was captain of Division 4, Nahoya, and his twin brother, Angry, Smiley and Angry, if you want to call them, as their nicknames are. And Mochi's a part of that S62 generation, which is also, that's a common theme with most of these people, including IZANA, who is the leader of Tenjiku, and then also these Hayatani brothers, who ended up fucking up Mitsuya when Mitsuya was having a little 1v1 brawl with Mochi. So it seems like they have a lot of like big names, and that is also including Kisaki, who's already pretty close to the leader at the top of Tenjiku. So obviously there's a plan in place, and then throughout the last episode, we go back to the future, try to get more information, or, you know, present timeline instead of future, but present. Try to get more information with Naoto, and then Takemichi actually ends up meeting up with Taiju, you know, Hakai's older brother. So since everybody's dead, Taiju's still alive, and we get a lot of really good information from him, learning who the real founder of Black Dragon was, the first generation leader, which was Mikey's older brother. That was crazy to learn, but also learning that Kisaki isn't really dead. It was a fake death, and IZANA pretty much has a really close grip on the police somehow, and that's how they were able to revise those documents, making it seem like Kisaki's dead in Japan, but really he's abroad, or that's what it says, or that's what, if you dig deep enough, you're able to know that at least. And then really he was already here, because by the end of the episode they literally fucking confront, like somehow find Takemichi and Naoto running away from that situation while Taiju like held off Toman and his previous subordinates, and they get fucking shot. So now it's like do or die. Like, there's no option of like return from here. Like, you have to, like, it seems like this is painting it out to be like getting pretty close to the end of this series, if you ask me. I don't know if this season is supposed to be the last season, but in some way it feels like it's going to be, or at least maybe if there is another season or another arc after that, that's going to be the last one, because it's do or die. Like I said, like, Takemichi got shot, so in the present, like, I don't think I mentioned this in my last reaction, but I'm pretty sure that means he's also on the verge of death in the present timeline. So he can't come back himself anyways. And even if he could come back in the past by touching Naoto in the past, Naoto in the present is most likely dead. So if you go back to the future, even if you're still, you know, alive somehow, who knows if Naoto's alive and you have a chance to go back again. So it's looking dire. Like it's funny that that happened that way because they like him and Chifu were having a conversation like, okay, Kisaki seems desperate. Like he's got to be desperate because he's dead in the future, right? But that's before they learned that it was a fake death. So really, Takemichi is the one that's in a desperate situation now, and Kisaki has the upper hand. So I don't know where we go from here. Like this is going to be really interesting to see how Takemichi plays this out, and just figure out what he needs to fucking do. Like because the main goals is learning how to fucking learning more about Tenjiku in a whole, and then also learning if Kisaki really is capable of traveling through time like Takemichi is, and if it's the same way type deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited to get into this and continue watching this. So without further ado, let's get into episode 3. If you guys enjoy the reaction, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. Episode 3, Tokyo Revengers Season 3. Run out of patience. That's what I'm saying. Desperate. We're fucking desperate, bro. Bro, I was in the middle of saying something right before this happened, and as soon as that happened, like as soon as I saw the gun and everything, I was like, oh shit. Like, completely lost my train of thought. I was not expecting this whatsoever. So since IZANA somehow has a close clutch on the fucking police, he knew about Naoto somehow. Like they reacted to this very quickly. I'm surprised how they learned about the meeting between these two and Taiju. So I'm saying like Kisaki, IZANA, like both of them or one of the two, probably Kisaki, like they just know too much. I can't wait until Takemichi, like he's got to get like a huge clue, and I'm just waiting for it, man. Wait, he's trying to go back right now because he wants to. It's not gonna work. So that confirms right there that he can't go back anymore because Naoto is literally dead in the future. Like we've already confirmed that. So I love how we got that confirmation literally in the first like 5 minutes. That's fucking wild, bro. Like I said, like it is now we're in the desperate situation where we thought Kisaki was at first in the past. No, it's us now. Like we are desperate.
Takemichi-kun, 大丈夫ですか?
ああ、大丈夫。急に呼び出してごめん。
I mean, yeah, because fucking Naoto in the past has no idea what the fuck is going on. And it's not like you can just tell him, like, yeah, you're dead. You're dead right now, like 12 years from now. Wait, what are you saying right now? Naoto's not aware of the power in the past, right? Do you realize you're saying this out loud? Bro, he's going crazy, man. After what he just fucking went through. Like, he's losing it right now. Yeah, and he's losing it because he's already realized, like, every time he's tried to change something for the better and save the people that he wants to save, he always fails. Oh my god. He's very depressed. And you just said all of that out loud, so are you telling me that both of these two are... Wait, what? Where the fuck did Naoto go? Wasn't he just standing in front of him? No, because you're fucking dead. Really? That's the whole point, is we're trying to save you from dying. Damn right, I know you weren't going to. You're definitely at probably the lowest you've ever been, but... Okay, so now she knows. She's hip to, like, the whole travel through time shit. She's just gonna pretend like she's gonna... It's like their little secret. But she's hit. Wow. Interesting. Well, that's great, because I mean, it was already his girlfriend, so like, you know, your partner should already be some sort of emotional support, but now it's like even more like emotional support for Takemichi, that the partner knows in depth, like, okay, this is what he's fighting for, this is why he always does what he does, why he's trying so hard. I'll hunt you down. That's what I'm saying, bro. What other option we have? We might have to kill this motherfucker. I'm serious. How the hell did Izana gain more trust than Draken, bro? What a coincidence. We're just talking about you. He just said that maybe they've already met. It is true. They have already met, but like it was very weird and kind of just odd. Interesting. This is the first time they've. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time we have seen his like own place as well. We didn't even know that they lived with his grandpa. I don't think. I don't think we already knew that. My man's just not a morning person. I feel you, brother.
そうだ、竹道。お前には話しとく。いいか。
What is it? Spit it out. Okay, so he's learning about information he's already learned, but in the past from these two himself. Yep.
はい。
で、このことを知ってんのは俺とマイキー、それとバジ。
Okay, so it's just them two because Baji's dead.
俺は9代目ブラックドラゴンと揉める前に兄貴と話をつけたんだ。
そっか。ブラックドラゴンと揉めるか。8代目が変えちまった。
Yeah, Izana. Okay, so everything changed with Izana.
ブラックドラゴンはお前に継いでほしくて、お前のために残したチームだから。
Okay, so he had his older brother's approval for fighting them and also being able to take over if he wanted to. That's kind of why they annihilated the 9th generation. Wait. What? Excuse me? Why is... Okay, of course. Just some random fucking connection here. Izana and him are half brothers? Maybe that's why Izana approached him, because Izana already knew of their, like, them being half brothers. So wait, Black Dragon all changed with the 8th generation once Izana started leading it, but for whatever reason he got along with Mikey's older brother? This sounds fishy, bro. Like, it sounds like Izana's like a master manipulator or something. I wouldn't be surprised too, because in the future he was like, they killed my Mikey. My Mikey? Who the fuck? What do you mean by that? Person doesn't belong to you. He's going to meet him. What does he mean by he gets it now, though? Is this the turning point? Is this what makes him start to trust Izana more?
最近ずっと頭が痛い。苦しい。きっとあいつのせいだ。万次郎の話はもうしないで。
家族が欲しかったんだ。
So wait, is Emma adopted, or does she just have a different dad or mom from her brother?
幼くして家族に捨てられた。初めて自分を訪ねてきてくれた新一郎君が。唯一の支えだったとしたら。
だけどブラックドラゴンはマイキー君のために残したチームだと言われた時、黒川イザナは。
Okay, so that's the connection.
嫉妬。
ああ。
Damn right he was.
マイキーへの激しい嫉妬。
8代目の意志を継げ。佐野万次郎。そして東京卍会はブラックドラゴンが潰せ。
Carry on the will of the 8th leader, which was Izana, and that will was to defeat Manjiro.
9代目黒川イザナの支援だったとしたら
Yep.
新一郎君のいない今
So that's what I'm saying. Izuna slowly but surely has been trying to remove Mikey from like the situation and like earn his rightful place. Like he wants the love from Shinichiro on his own. Like he's so jealous of Mikey, he doesn't want him in the picture.
なるほどな。もう本当に未来に戻れない。
Yeah, and he's already confirmed that by trying. Like he literally, that's the first thing he did was try and go fucking shake Naoto's hand. Which I'm glad it didn't work, because if it did work, then he would have been just lying on the ground again, bleeding out. Yeah, so both Izuna and Kisaki are basically just both like manipulators trying to control Mikey to do what they really want. So Takamichi's taking the fucking drastic turn itself, where he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill them.
俺個人の戦いだ。
じゃあお前がそう説明しろ。だからお前がちゃんと話してみんながどうしたいかちゃんと聞けよ。それが隊長の責任だろ。
Damn right. You gotta tell him straight up what the fucking deal is.
みんなでも
気に入らねえぜ黒川イザナ。お前が察しがえる覚悟なら俺はお前に命かけるぜ。
Wait, there's way more members of Division 1, right? There's no way it's just been Chief Yu and Takamichi's friends this whole time. Yeah, I can't figure out the exact things behind it, but Emma and Izuna are blood brothers, so they had to have the same parents. And then one of those parents met somebody else and had Mikey, I'm assuming, and then Shinichiro as well, I guess. Who was that? Yeah, I knew it was a Toman uniform. Who the fuck is this? 5th Division's captain. Yep.
東満の中でこの人だけ特別枠なんだ。
He might be the traitor. See, what's going on here? Why is this happening? Explain yourself. Don't just start beating up on me for no reason. At least tell me why you're fucking beating my ass. Bro, he beat the shit out of him. Yep, he's a traitor. I knew it. There's no other reason why he would be doing this. So they beat the shit out of him, kidnapped him, and now he's gonna be fucking interrogated by Izana himself, probably. He's gonna be in a bad situation now, bro. I don't think they're gonna let go of him. If they let go of him, they're obviously gonna figure out who the traitor is, and then that's gonna be a spiral of what the fuck happens. How have you not put 2 and 2 together yet? 5th Division is corrupt. Which they're directly under Takamichi. At least it ends there, man? No way, bro. That felt way too quick, dude. Fucking A, bro. I love this ending, by the way. I mentioned it last episode. This ending's gas. But, dude, come on, bro. For real, you're ending it right there, man. What the fuck, dude? Crazy. Alright, guys. What another fire episode of Tokyo Revengers. Getting back into the past timeline from the present right away. And I like how it confirmed immediately, like within less than 5 minutes of the episode, that, yeah, Naoto's dead. He's fucking dead in the present. So there's no traveling back to the future anymore. There's no traveling back to the present. With that being said, if he can't travel back to the future, first of all, that means he's going to literally relive his moments in the past from this moment on that he just got back all the way up to 12 years from now. So instead of like working your ass off and trying to change things in the past for a good year or so, and you achieve doing what you think you're doing is right, and then going and checking on that after however long that took, 6 months to a year, and you go back into the future to check on things again, only to realize that you've yet again failed somehow, because there's definitely more going on, which, as you think, it's probably Kasaki in play. You can't do that anymore. Like, you can't go and just check. Like, you're not, the goal isn't to go back to the present and then like everything's fine and dandy. Now you have a whole 12 years that you're literally reliving. There's no going back to the present because Naoto's dead. So I like how it confirmed that right away, because he went up and he was like, there's no way. Like, he was so desperate and like he couldn't believe like what just happened. And he realized that he was back, and it put us back to him running right away. And he went to go get Naoto immediately and shook his hand. And it confirmed that, yeah, he's fucking dead. Like, he's not alive in the present, so that you can't go back. There's no going back. So not only are you going to be reliving these 12 years, but also, like, you know, there's no chance of going back and then coming back again. Like, this is your last chance. It's do or die type shit. But it was also kind of confusing because Hina came up behind him on the slide and like was kind of listening in, and she was like, oh, I think you mistook me for Naoto. Because it was like he was talking to Naoto and we saw like shoes in front of him. Which I thought, so like, did he actually meet up with Naoto or not? Like, that's what's confusing me about that. Like, cause it gave me this confirmation, like, okay, yeah, Naoto's really dead in the present, but then Hina comes down and he's like, oh, I think you mistook me for Naoto. Like, that was confusing. I don't know what is going on there, because it's like, did Naoto just fucking go home, like, because Takemichi was being a depressing fuck? Or was Naoto really never there, and Takemichi this whole time was just fucking losing his mind off of what just happened and just kind of venting his own like insecurities and depression that he was feeling in that moment? And then that's where Hina comes in and she's like, so now she's hip about what's going on too, and that he can travel through time and how old he really is and this and that and blah blah blah. And she was like, oh, I won't say anything, you know, like kind of like a confidential, like their own little secret thing, since they're like partners in a relationship, right? Which provides even more emotional support for Takemichi, as any partner normally would in any relationship. So that's cool to see. Not only Chifu being a good friend and knowing the deal with the, you know, traveling through time, but now his girlfriend too. Not pretty surface level though. She's not getting all the details like Chifu is, and like them constantly talking about what he's learning over and over again. But she at least is aware now of like what Takemichi is capable of, which was interesting to see, and I was surprised to see that. But then again, like I said, it was still just a little confusing. Like, was Naoto really there or not? Like, I don't like that shit confused me. But if he was, then okay, bet we got the confirmation that Naoto's dead. You can't go back, that's like I said. Now we're in the desperate fucking situation now. So then after that, he pretty much meets up with Draken really early in the morning. They go over to Mikey's place. This is the first time we're seeing where he lives with him, Emma, his sister, because I think him and Emma are half sisters, so that would make sense, because him and Izana are apparently half brothers of what they just learned. And that's when Takemichi learned about, like, you know, again, Shinichiro, Mikey's brother, being the first generation founder of Black Dragon, which he already knew. And then they find like some like notes or letters that were written from Izana to Shinichiro that Emma had kept or something, or Shinichiro had in a box or something, and they read them. And it goes to show that Izana has a very deep jealousy and envy over Mikey, because Izana's always wanted a family, which he never had, because him and his sister got separated in some way, because I guess they were both abandoned by their own family. And so that's where, I guess, is Emma adopted then, or is Mikey like, I don't know the actual fucking, like Takemichi's friend said, I don't know the actual connections, like literally like tree wise, but all we know is that, you know, they're related in some way. But Izana and his younger sister Emma were abandoned, and Izana and Emma got a family with Mikey and, you know, them and whatnot. But Izana, on the other hand, didn't have a family. But Shinichiro was the one that like was confiding in, or really the first one to start going to see him and like provide him that kind of like connection of someone being there for him. So when he started receiving that felt really good. But then once he learned about Mikey's existence, it's like, damn, the guy that's coming to see me already has like a real brother or whatever, or like a real family, and that pisses him off, because that's something that he's always wanted. So this person has something that I don't. And that's where it goes even deeper, where Mikey, we see that flashback with Mikey, like, we're gonna fight the Black Dragon, you know, we're gonna fight them. and they're not as cool as they used to be. And then like his brother's like, he's just agreeing with him, like, yeah, they're not, like ever since the 8th leader it changed, which was IZANA. And that just goes to show, like, maybe, I don't know how exactly it all happened. We don't know the full details yet, but we know at least that IZANA became the 8th generation Black Dragon leader, where in that flashback Shinichiro at first said, like, this is the gang that I wanted to leave to you and for you to take over and this and that, blah blah, but do what you want. Mikey had his brother's full support behind whatever he was going to do, fighting them or whatever. So IZANA either somehow took over himself or was pressuring Shinichiro to give him that position for the 8th generation, being the 8th generation leader, or he did really receive it from Shinichiro or whatever. But it seems that IZANA was aware that he wanted Mikey to take over that gang, when really he probably thought it should have been him, because Shinichiro was visiting him all the time and giving him that like support and that like connection sort of vibe, which gave birth to that jealousy over Mikey. And that's where this like will came from, where Draken mentioned the 9th leader of Black Dragon saying something along the lines like, keep the will of the 8th leader alive, defeat Manjiro and Tomen, like defeat Mikey, take him down. Like that was the will of the 8th apparently. So that means IZANA's had a grudge against Mikey for a long time, and so that's why it's something that is curious to me on how eventually this comes about, where somehow Mikey has even more trust in this guy that has a personal grudge, a lot of jealousy for you, and you apparently trust him more at some point than Draken, who's been with you from the fucking like way beginning. That for me is what's really piquing my interest and what these turning points are and when they're going to come about. So yeah, we get all that info, and then Mikey, he reads one specific letter and he's like, all right, I need some fresh air. He goes for a ride. I thought he was going to go see IZANA. Maybe he still is, and we just haven't seen him reach his destination yet. But as of this episode, he just looks like he's going for a ride. And then pretty soon after that, I think we get back to just Takemichi talking to Chifu and what his plan is. And Takemichi seems to have taken the fucking, drastic route, where I was thinking this is the only option too, after hearing what we heard the past couple episodes. Like, it's time to kill these two. Like, what other option do we have, unless like someone else thinks of some grand fucking idea, or Takemichi learns some other information that he can like swindle in his way or something. But that seems like the only options really. And then he ends up telling that to his friends as well, and they're all behind him, obviously, which is the main core part of Division 1. And then all of a sudden, somebody from down below, which seems to be fucking Division 5 Lieutenant of Tomen, is calling up to him like, yo, is Division 1 leader here? Come down here. And then he knocks on the window, and the leader of Division 5 comes out, and then that's when Chief Yu's like, oh, this doesn't look good. Like, he's the only one with a special position. Special. And it said on his back, again, it showed us the subtitles, where I think he's a founding member, this guy, Mucho. I think that's his name, Mucho, right? Anyways, he's apparently a founding member from those subtitles on the back of his jacket. And then also, Chief Yu being worried that he's in a special position, that clued it off right away. I was like, this guy's the fucking traitor. This is the traitor. Because why else would they be coming to see him personally like this when he's never done so before? They never have seemed very close, him and Takemichi, even though they're both leaders of their own respective divisions. They've never been close. So it's like, okay, this meeting is weird as fuck. And then all of a sudden they start holding down Chief Yu and his friends. Like, all of a sudden, like, there's like fucking 50 members of Division 5 that just fucking come out of the fucking woodworks. I don't know where they came from, holding them down. And then Mucho just starts beating the shit out of Takemichi, and it's like, okay, explain yourself. Like, there's got to be a reason for this. And then pretty much he says it pretty indirectly, but we get our confirmation. Like, he's like, damn, IZANA making more work for me to do. It's like, all right, yeah, he's the fucking traitor. This is who it is. And then we see that he gets kidnapped, taken to this fucking warehouse, where apparently they've already kidnapped Inui and Coco. Or Inu-P, I think his name is, and Coco, which are under Division 1 ever since Black Dragon, like, they defeated the 10th generation. So what the fuck is going on here? What is about to happen here? Like, are they about to like torture like Inu-P and Coco in front of Takemichi to get information out of Takemichi? That's what it seems like, at least. Like, it seems like they're very aware of Takamichi's like presence and his importance in all of this, which is making me feel really nervous. So I don't know where we go from here, but I'm very excited for next episode. That was an interesting watch. So we learned about the traitor. Naoto's apparently dead, if that scene was really real, because the whole Hina thing makes it confusing. And then the jealousy of Izana over Mikey, and them actually being half brothers apparently, because of the connection between Mikey and Emma. Very, very interesting stuff. And Shinichiro actually being like really apparently like a good influence on Izana, or was trying to be, but ended up making that jealousy come to life because Shinichiro already had Mikey. So yeah, very interesting stuff this episode. I can't wait for the next one, bro. I don't know what the fuck this is gonna like. Is Izana gonna show himself? Because they got everybody they want, is what Mucho said. They got Coco, they got Inupi, they got Takamichi. So who the fuck is gonna come through that door? It's either gonna be Kasaki or Izana or both of them. And there's gonna be some torture going on or something, because there's no, I mean, why else would they kidnap them? Just to keep them? And I doubt they actually let them go, because this is like a conflict now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they just let Takamichi go, Takamichi's got so much shit to spill. Like, yo, get this motherfucker Mucho the fuck out the gang. Like, he's a traitor, this and that, right? So they're definitely not gonna let him go just off of that. And then also whatever he learns through being interrogated. It's not looking good, man. This is not looking fucking good, but another amazing episode. That's going to do it for me. If y'all enjoyed it, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.